rainstorms in recent years. Relentless rain poured down for 48 consecutive hours, turning entire cities into vast seas of muddy water. The disaster stretched from the middle reaches of the Yangtze River to the southern provinces of Hunan, Guangxi, and Guizhou. Streets vanished beneath the waves. Bridges disappeared under the raging current, and entire neighborhoods were swallowed by the flood. Witnesses say they have never seen anything like it in their lifetime. In the dark of night, the sounds of rain mixed with the roar of wind, the blare of rescue sirens, and desperate cries for help echoing from trapped neighborhoods. It was as if the entire city had been devoured by cold, merciless water. In just 2 days, rainfall in many areas surpassed the monthly average. Rivers swelled rapidly, overwhelming dikes and embankments already weakened after years of strain. Whole residential areas near the rivers vanished within hours. Cars were submerged and swept away like toys. High-rise buildings stood isolated like lonely islands in an endless ocean. Many residents were stranded on rooftops, waving for help as rescue teams struggled to reach them. Police, soldiers, and emergency workers were mobilized. Yet the ferocious weather made every rescue mission a battle against time and nature. Chinese media reported that rainfall levels in several regions had broken records unseen for over 70 years. Urban drainage systems collapsed under the pressure, flooding entire districts. Subway lines came to a halt. Hospitals, schools, and shopping centers were cut off. Factories near rivers suspended operations to prevent further disasters. Dams and reservoirs released floodwaters simultaneously, worsening the already dire situation. Residents living along the middle Yangtze River said the rain began on Friday afternoon, and within hours, the water level had exceeded warning limits. By midnight, floodwater had entered residential zones, streetlights went out, and electricity was cut off to prevent accidents. In total darkness, thousands of families climbed onto rooftops, using flashlights, phone screens, and flares to signal for rescue. They watched helplessly as cars, trees, and even livestock were swept away by the current, while rescuers battled their way through submerged roads. Authorities declared a state of emergency. Over 150,000 people were evacuated to safety. Schools and community centers were turned into temporary shelters. But the number of displaced residents grew so quickly that food and clean water supplies ran dangerously low. The elderly and children slept on cold floors, wrapped in thin blankets. Survivors said they had never felt so helpless, watching their homes, memories, and entire lives disappear under the rising flood. Aerial footage revealed the staggering scale of the catastrophe. From above, the city looked like a giant mirror reflecting the gray sky. Fast-moving currents swirled through streets, carrying away hundreds of cars and even massive shipping containers. Industrial zones that once buzzed with life now stood silent, their rooftops barely visible above the waterline. White smoke rose from power lines that had short-circuited under the flood. Rescue helicopters hovered above, dropping emergency supplies and airlifting stranded families to safety. As extreme weather becomes increasingly unpredictable, experts warn that climate change is amplifying rainfall intensity across China. Moist air from the South China Sea and the Western Pacific combined with powerful monsoon winds, creating a storm belt stretching thousands of kilometers. The alarming truth is that even modern Chinese cities are not equipped to handle rainfall of such magnitude. In Hubei province, some neighborhoods remain completely isolated. Rescue teams paddle inflatable boats through water over 3 meters deep, searching for missing people. Television broadcasts show heartbreaking scenes. Mothers clutching their children in tears. Elderly men shivering under thin blankets. And exhausted rescuers who haven't slept or eaten in 2 days. Once again, the Three Gorges Dam, the world's largest hydroelectric project, has become the focus of public attention. Although the government insists the dam remains safe, rising water levels forced authorities to open floodgates. Many fear that if the heavy rain continues, the immense pressure could cause landslides downstream. In the past, the dam's environmental and geological impacts have been hotly debated. Now, it stands as a symbol of humanity's fragility before the power of nature. In rural areas, the damage is even more devastating. Thousands of hectares of farmland are gone. Livestock drowned. Farmers lost everything overnight. Landslides blocked roads leading to higher ground, cutting off aid deliveries. And still, the rain hasn't stopped. Forecasts predict heavy rainfall will persist for at least 3 more days. Many now question whether China is paying the price for years of rapid urban expansion. Concrete cities replaced wetlands, rivers were redirected, and the earth lost its ability to absorb water. Nature always seeks balance, and every extreme downpour is a reminder that humanity cannot conquer the natural world, only coexist with it. In the face of such disaster, people realize how small they are, and how powerful compassion becomes when shared among those who suffer together. On Chinese social media, countless videos show ordinary citizens risking their lives to save others. Some row plastic boats, others tie foam boxes into makeshift rafts. One clip shows a man diving into floodwaters to rescue a child being swept away. These moments of courage and kindness move millions to tears. Amid destruction and despair, the human spirit still shines, flickering but unbroken. When the water finally recedes, what remains will be mud, debris, and pain. Yet, beneath it all, there is also resilience, the determination to rebuild from nothing. Local authorities have promised financial support and reconstruction efforts. But questions linger. How many more times must this happen before lessons are truly learned? When will humanity stop trying to dominate nature and instead learn to live in harmony with it? For now, as the rain continues to fall, millions of eyes look toward the sky, hoping for just one thing, for it to stop. But perhaps, amid this tragedy, we are reminded of one enduring truth: no matter how fierce the storm, the strength of the human spirit can never be drowned.